With Reggie Johnson, what is his situation, his status?
He's been practicing for the last, I'd say 2 weeks now, since our Purdue game, and he's making a lot of progress, and we hope to have him available very soon.
How soon? It's very
I'm not really sure. We'll find out today and tomorrow how much progress he made. He had his knee drained yesterday, and what we want to do is bring him back at his pace so he feels comfortable and confident on the court in competition. It's one thing to do it for a short while in practice. It's very, very different when the games begin because the games are faster. There's a lot of times in practice, even when it gets going fast, I'll stop it for instruction, and then it slows down again. So the games do not have that same pace.
What does he need to, I guess, show you at this point for you to know that he's ready?
Oh, he just needs to tell me. He just needs to give me the go-ahead that he's going to be dressed in uniform and be ready to go in at a moment's notice.
Is there a shot for Saturday possibly, Jim, or unlikely?
I wouldn't rule it out.
Is it a situation where you could bring him in? I mean, when you say bring him back at his own pace, he could come in and just play like 5 minutes just to get a feel? I mean, is that what you're envisioning?
That's very possible.
Mm-hmm.
We've just got to be very aware that he's not 100%. That in terms of the leg strength, he can curl 75 pounds with his strong leg, but only 30 pounds with his surgically repaired leg. So there's a little bit of imbalance there, a little bit of a flexibility issue, but he's improving. He practiced very well yesterday, and I asked him how he felt at the end of practice, and he said he felt good.
Can you talk about the effect that can have for you guys having him back now?
Well, from my observations of Reggie, the first thing is he rebounds the ball at both ends of the court. He's certainly a huge physical presence on both sides of the basketball. On offense, he's a very good passer out of the low post, or at least he has been in practice. You've got to watch it under game conditions where things maybe not be quite as predictable. His teammates, I believe, have a great deal of confidence in him.
Do you think that's going to allow Kenny to kind of play maybe what's more natural for him now as far as facing the basket?
Oh, I think Kenny has already shown since Reggie's been back just practicing that he's more comfortable and confident. You see him shooting the ball more because some of the times, in practice, Reggie gets the ball and he throws it to Kenny, or the other team is so conscious of Reggie that Kenny is open more often, and I think that's one of the reasons why he's been playing so well in recent games.
Just talk about depth issues, Jim. I don't know if Reggie doesn't play. Do you have like 7 guys available? Scholarship
We will not have Garius Adams this weekend. So we know we'll have our starting lineup that we had the other night in Duran Scott, Malcolm Grant, Trey McKinney-Jones, Eric Swope, Kenny Kaji. We know we're going to have Shane Larkin and Raphael and Ryan Brown. So that's our 8 scholarship players. If Reggie were available and is available, that'll make 9.
What was the thinking in terms of moving Shane? I know you started him for a couple games in terms of moving him to the bench.
Oh, we just try to get a little bigger. We're getting killed inside on the offensive boards. He was playing well. He's our 3rd leading scorer. He's a very, very good freshman. But we needed to add a little size to our starting lineup and hopefully match up with opponents a little better.
How would it be if you have Kenny and Reggie in there? I mean, how will that change the way you guys play? Because you have a short team. So.
It changes us dramatically because from a defensive standpoint now, we'll have to be concerned about the opposite problem of before we were a little too short in guarding the four-man. Now Kenny and Reggie are very, very big, and some of the teams who get ready to play have undersized four-men. So whether or not we can make the adjustment, or Kenny can make the adjustment to guard a smaller guy, that we don't know.
Last couple of games, obviously, been a struggle for you guys. What do you tell the guys to keep their spirits up, or how do you kind of keep?
Oh, our spirits are very good. We had a very good practice yesterday, and we've been evaluating ourselves offensively and defensively, and we made some adjustments to what we're going to emphasize offensively, and hopefully that adjustment will really benefit us. We've been really playing with like 4 perimeter players in 1 post, and now we're going to go more to a 3-guard lineup with 2 post players. That's also preparing for Reggie to be back, but I also think Kenny and Eric and Raph are going to be more comfortable being primarily inside, none of them having to be out on the perimeter too much.
You mentioned getting killed on the boards. I mean, is there any other sort of similar thread you've seen in the last 5 games that you guys really need to focus on?
Oh, we definitely have to get better defensively. What we see is there are times when our defense is very solid, and the guys are guarding their men pretty well and helping each other pretty well. But a lot of defense is persistence, and you've got to sustain not only your effort but your focus on what you're trying to accomplish. And we haven't been able to sustain it for 40 minutes of any game. We've done it well for portions. We've got to get much better at it. In fact, I met with Duran Scott today to talk with him about his role as a leader at the defensive end of the floor. And I know he wants to lead us in the right direction, and hopefully if he's improving his defense, we'll be improving our defense.
How much has the struggle on defense been because of that issue is not?
No, that part is not about depth. Part of it has been just about size. Like if you were watching our Memphis game at halftime, the score was like 27-26. We only gave up 27 points, but more than half came from offensive rebounding. They scored 15 points off the offensive boards. That's way too many. You know, maybe that could be in a game, but not in a half. That gave them tremendous confidence because they know when they shoot and miss, they can still just get the offensive rebound and stick it back in. And at that point, we were so undersized, and quite frankly, we were still getting in some foul trouble. And when we went to West Virginia, we only had 3 guys available in the front court, Kenny, Raphael, and Eric. And with, I don't know, 7 minutes to go, still in the first half, they all had 2 fouls. So you don't really want to play in foul trouble. And it hurt us to end that half, to have to, again, go small. And it gave West Virginia a chance to regain the momentum. And then they carried that over into the second half.
I want to ask you about Carrasco. You mentioned defense. Oh, it seems like, at least with the numbers, shooting about 30%. Any particular reason might be struggling on the offensive end?
Yeah, we don't have an inside guy to have the defense worry about, so their focus is totally on Malcolm and Durant. What's helped us is Kenny is now playing better. Trey McKinney-Jones is starting to play consistently, and Shane Larkin is helping us off the bench. So that's now 5 guys. Now we can't play them all together and have enough size to compete on the backboards. So we need one more front court guy who can rebound and defend and give us a little bit of scoring.